Welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. I'm here with Dwayne Lundy. He is a producer, engineer, and owner of Shangri La Productions. Welcome to the show, Dwayne.
Thank you very much.
Now, how cool is this, everyone? Lexington talent shines again because Dwayne is working with Ringo Starr. How in the world did this happen?
Well,
that is fantastic.
Yeah, a grand stroke of luck. And so over the years, last 10 years, I've produced a band named Vanderveer. And so the credit really goes to them. And they were invited to play Ringo's birthday party out in LA last year and went out there, and I think Ringo enjoyed it. And so when the band returned back from Los Angeles, they were asked by Ringo's people to, do a couple of the songs that they had done out there, their version, and we would see where it may land. And so we did that and sent out the tracks and got feedback from him and his people. And a few months later, we found out that it was coming out on his album. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
and you said 2 songs you helped produce?
Yeah.
What are the songs like?
Well, they're 2 older tunes. One of them is a Beatles tune, and another one is Photograph, which is a solo effort that he did in the early to mid-'70s.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
And so what previous projects have you done that kind of led you to this point?
Well, I think leading to this was having the history with Vanderveer, but I had worked and started with Sturgill Simpson, who has come on the scene over the last few years in the country world, was nominated for a Grammy last year. I've done stuff with, a few legacy artists, Michael McDonald, and then a lot of like indie, alt country, score work. So,
Wow.
A full 10 years or so.
So, back to Ringo, what was the creative process like working with such a megastar? I mean, what was that like?
It was pretty invisible, really. I mean, at first you get the request to do the work, and then you sort of, ponder. Since Ringo in the Vanderveer camp, we were corresponding, through digital and phone and so on and so forth. It made it a little bit more, quite frankly, easier for us because we just sort of did what we do. There was a moment of like, how do we want to do this? What's the end result going to be? And then we sort of just abandoned any sort of nerves or second guessing and just sort of went down a comfortable path. So it was very easy. And working with legacy artists and older artists, you never know what the perception of things are going to be and what are they looking for. So instead of just trying to figure that out, we just followed our path.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is he like really in person? I mean, all the music stuff set aside, what is he like in person?
Well, actually, all of my correspondence was done, through emails, phone calls, and whatnot. And the Vanderveer bunch, when they were in LA, spent a nice little chunk of time with him. I think he is what you see, which is a very happy, peace and love, and thoughtful character, and but him and his entire team of people were just, I mean, quite frankly, it was one of the easiest projects over the last few years I've worked on that has some sort of label, ramifications to it. So, yeah.
And what's it like working with other labels and artists and as a music producer? What is that process like for you?
Well, I find it pretty easy from the standpoint of being in Lexington. I don't have to sort of have anybody sort of looking over my shoulder. So it's been one of the great benefits of being here in town as opposed to an industry town. So, there's thoughtful communication at the top and try and understand, really, be sensitive to what the artist wants. And then at that point, management or label, if they've got any opinions and weigh in, then, I think you respond accordingly. But I'm a pretty artist-friendly, producer and engineer. And so.
Great.
Yeah.
And then what's up next for you? What do you have on the plate?
Well, it's always just a constant array of work. I mean, I'm really excited about this kid coming out of Eastern Kentucky. So we've had a nice Kentucky, movement with Sturgill Simpson and then Tyler Childers. And so there's this, wonderful alt country singer-songwriter movement. And so I've been working lately with this kid named Ian No from Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And I'm thrilled with, the products. We're actually working on 2 albums at the same time. We have some really, wonderful artists helping us out with that. And
Great.
So he's just, on his way, and it looks like there's a deal in place for him to sort of get on the bus and go.
Awesome. So we have more music to look forward to.
Yeah, I
coming
think
from
so.
you.
It's a pretty deep well right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Dwayne,
you.
for being on the show. We have your information too for anyone